So guys, may mga questions ba kayo or anything? Can you drop one favor? Ano yung biggest takeaway nyo sa buong presentation? Coach, if nada-down kayo, paano nyo po i-shift yung mind nyo to positive, to back on track? Kapag ganyan, may mga times din kasi na super demotivated ako or super nada-down ako. I have this specific journal. Sinusulat ko dito yung mga emotions ko. For example, this one. Ito yung mga specific things na nafe-feel ko kapag, di ba ang dami, kapag nada-down ako. Ang una kong thought process is, okay, i-reframe ko siya muna sa mind ko. Pero kung paulit-ulit siya, isusulat ko na siya dito. Parang two column siya kasi alam ko na kung saan siya nanggaling. Yung ginawa nating exercise kanina, ano yung mga patterns or limiting beliefs, and then paano ko siya i-reframe or ano ba talaga yung truth ko. So yun yung ginagawa ko whenever I feel na parang nadadown ako inside my business. Sabi ko dito, I feel like I'm not good enough to serve and deliver. I always compare myself to blank, which is bad since she's 1,000 steps ahead of me. The way I reframe it is like focus on you. You are the best in what you do. You are the best at what you can offer. You are doing amazing. You are doing things in your own way. You got this. So yun, parang pinepep talk ko yung sarili ko whenever I feel something in my business na ano ba yan, Hana, baka hindi ka makapag-deliver, hindi ka magaling sa ganito. And then parang pinipep talk ko yung sarili ko na, it's okay, girl. Parang ganon. You need to be your own cheerleader. Like, it's okay, girl. It's no normal. And then ayun, mafe-feel good na ako. Pero there are times also na parang hindi siya nag-work. What you can do kapag hindi siya nag-work na parang kahit paulit-ulit. Ganon. Just take a break kung ano man yung ginagawa nyo and just rest kasi baka minsan kailangan nyo lang ng pahinga. And kapag nakapag-recharge kayo, doon ulit kayo mamomotivate. Pero yun yung step process ko. Una, sa mind ko. Pag pinipilit ko siyang i-reframe sa mind ko, hindi pa rin nag-work, isusulat ko siya. Pag hindi pa rin nag-work sa reframing sa letter or sa writing, that's the time that, okay, magbe-break ako kahit 10 to 15 minutes or lalabas ako sa nature. Start changing my toxic mindset today. Reframe mo to. Start changing my beautiful mindset today. Yung ROI na recently, ROI can be time pala. And then kay Glizel, there's always way to get our goals. Kay Fat, I can create my own truth and I just need to focus on myself on how can I improve and be better instead of comparing myself to other people. So si Mini, you only need one person to trust you and just be you. Paano pag walang nature, ang toxic paglabas mo kasi traffic? Oh no. Pag walang nature, kung hindi ka makakalabas, find a specific space sa home mo or sa house nyo na tahimik. Yung parang walang manggugulo sa'yo. Kung may sarili kang kwarto, lock mo, walang like warning, walang papasok, ganon. Tapos just have your own time. Kasi minsan parang super gulo minsan ng utak natin. It's because of our environment too. Maybe you just need to rest sa social media. Turn off mo yung social media mo. Maybe you just need some rest sa mga taong nakapaligid sa'yo kasi minsan nafe-feel ko rin yan. So, lalabas ako or isasara ko yung pinto. Or maybe you just need some time with yourself. Ganon. So, kung walang nature, what I do is sa room ko or kung saan mang spot sa bahay na walang tao. Maybe sa veranda or sa may garage or sa parking lot, ganon. Depende sa inyo. Time with self. How do you manage your time nung nasa corpo ka pa while doing freelancing? Schedule ko nung nasa corporate ako, di ba online job siya. So, ang schedule ko is 3 p.m. to 12 midnight. Nagigising ako 9. So, ang schedule ko sa freelancing, it can be 12 to 3. Parang 3 hours or 2 hours lang. Doon sa schedule na yon, kung free ako, since alam ko na kung ano yung dapat kong gawin. For example, parang gusto kong magka-client, so kailangan kong mag-create ng content, kailangan kong mag-lead gen. Yung three things na ginagawa ko inside my business, ini-schedule ko yun dun sa 2 to 3 hours na free time ko before ng full-time job ko. Let's say Monday to Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, create ng content. Tapos Wednesday, Thursday, maybe lead gen or engagement. Kung may calls, Friday siya. Tapos kung meron akong mga gagawin in advance sa business ko, Saturday and Sunday. It's more of you need to sacrifice some time, some weekend time before nung nasa corporate ako. Kasi nga, wala akong masyadong time. Yung mga bagay na kailangan kong gawin ng matagal, let's say yung pag-create ng mga packages, ng signature offer, weekend ko siya ginagawa. Pero yung mga daily task ko, nakapin siya sa calendar ko na if I really want to get clients, kailangan ko mag-reach out, let's say mga 10 prospect per day, pinipin down ko na siya dun sa calendar. Kung kailangan ko mag-show up, pinipin down ko na rin siya sa calendar na okay, 1 hour to 2 hours yung gagamitin ko for that. So yun yung kung paano ko na-balance out yung schedule ko nung nasa online job ako, 2 to 3 hours for the business, and then 8 hours for the full time. Kung maraming hours yung kailangan sa business, sa weekend ko siya gagawin. Write your thoughts and organize it, laking tulong yan kasi magiging aware ka talaga. Yes, being aware on what your limiting beliefs that is your major obstacle unleashing your full potential is important on your journey. Yes, thank you. Coach, may automation system. Ano-ano po ang gamit nyo? So what do you mean sa automation? Kasama na po sa 3 hours free time nyo po yung sa client. Nung nagka-client ako tapos nasa online job ako, kasama na siya. Pero since yung onboarding ko before is, di ba, before you start implementing dun sa client, meron kang 1 week na 1 week, i-create ko yung content. Kasama na siya, nung nagka-client ako, nag-stop muna ako mag-show up to actually deliver. Tapos, kung hindi siya sakto or sapat dun sa time ko for the weekdays, sa weekend ko siya gagawin. Dahil 3 hours or 2 hours daily, 6 hours yung free time ko for that week, nakaya ko naman siyang gawin. Although may times talaga na since hanggang 12 midnight yung working hours ko, may time na nag-overtime ako na parang, okay, kung hindi ko pa tapos 12 to 3 a.m., tatapusin ko siya. Parang ganon. So, ina-adjust ko na lang yung oras ko based on that. Tapos minsan, syempre, kulang sa tulog. There are certain things inside your business when you are starting na kailangan mong mag-sacrifice ng few hours ng sleep. Pero once na na-nail down mo na nagka-client ka, pwede ka nang mag-transition to become a full-time freelancer na. So that's what I did. Actually, yung content lang din yung naka-automate sa akin, yung pag-schedule. And then the rest, manual pa rin siya. Kahit yung lead gen ko kasi di ba there are different kinds of lead generation strategies. Minsan may ads, may ganon. So yung pag-lead gen ko, manual talaga siya kasi more on relationship building and connecting talaga organically. Organic lahat yung ginagawa. Most of that is manual. Depende na lang dun sa content calendar, sa hashtag, which is yung Flick yung ginagamit ko. So automate yun. Hindi na ako magmamano-mano. Pero aside from that, wala na. Lahat na is manual. I hope that answer your question. Sa lead generation po, ano po yung ginagamit yung app? Again, manual lahat yung paggawa ko ng lead generation kasi targeted din yung ginagawa ko sa pag-lead gen. So, di ba, merong mga nagli-lead gen na ad. Hindi ako marunong mag-ads. Lahat ng strategy na ginagamit ko for my clients are all organic. Hindi naka-automate yung lead generation process ko. So, yung lead gen ko, Instagram lead generation siya. Fat, ikaw, magti-take over ka ba?
May questions pa kayo, guys? Anything related to Instagram, pwede din. Baka maka-answer si Coach Hannah if may question kayo. Or kahit sa if meron kayong concern sa client nyo ngayon.
Sample strategy po ng lead generation nyo po. Sample strategy sa lead generation for Instagram or for Facebook group na organic, focus doon sa priority list nyo. Kailangan nyo i-audit yung account ng mga clients nyo, yung current audience nila, mag-start kayo sa hot. So hot meaning yung may mga nag-initiate na ng interest sa offer before pero hindi nag-convert, yung mga recent content interactors, recent engager, kailangan nyo i-track down yon. And then yung second priority list nyo is yung mga warm leads. Yung mga hindi nag-initiate ng interest pero may mga conversations na warm up na sila, meron ng mga relationship na na-build, nakapag-connect na kayo. So, kailangan nyo ring i-track down yon. And then last na yung priority nyo, yung cold, which is yung mag-outbound lead generation kayo for your client. Yun yung priority list kung paano ko nagli-lead gen for my client. I make sure na I really have the time to track down yung mga hot leads, yung mga interested people na hindi nag-convert, and then make sure din na alam nyo kung ano yung offer ni client. Kasi maybe yung iba, hindi nag-convert kasi hindi nila afford yung high ticket offer. And then yung client mo pala is meron siyang whole product suite na pwede rin pala yung mga specific leads. Tracking leads is really, really important. At the same time, knowing kung ano yung mga signature offers or mga services na pinoprovide ng client nyo. So kapag na-track down nyo na lahat yon, pupunta siya doon sa re-engagement process nyo na magkakaroon kayo ng schedule na okay, in this specific days, magre-re-engage ako sa audience. Or in this specific days, kapag na-exhaust ko na lahat nung nasa priority list, doon na yung time na mag-outbound lead generation or engagement ako. It really depends din kung yung lead generation nyo is merong DM management. Kasi yung iba walang DM management. Pwedeng may DM management, pwedeng wala. So kung lead generation and engagement lang, magfo-focus lang talaga kayo on bringing in more people inside your audience na super targeted at the same time napasok dun sa ideal client persona nila. And then kapag may DM management naman nakasama, na you are booking calls for clients or you're closing clients for them, parang DM closing, DM management or DM closing. Yung strategy naman dun is have some specific flow dun sa DM process nyo on how you can bring them new leads, kung paano nyo i-bring in yung new leads na ma-make sure na ifa-follow nila yung clients nyo. And then at the same time, yung second is for the warm and hot leads. Merong step-by-step process na, okay, start from welcome message or start from reconnection message, and then meron kayong mga qualifying questions na itatanong sa kanila before even selling or pitching your client services. Basically, yun yung lead generation process ko for my clients, yung priority nyo when it comes to getting them leads. And then yung second thing is yung how you actually guide the conversation to pitching or to selling. So do you still have limiting beliefs po? Sobrang dami ko pa rin limiting beliefs kasi I learned then in my journey na whenever you're experiencing growth inside your business or in your life, you're still gonna feel those limiting beliefs. It's just that ibang level lang. Yung level ng mga limiting beliefs mo nung nag-start ka, ang may encounter mo pa rin siya when you are growing, pero iba na yung tina-target niya sa'yo. Kaya nga nila sinabi, constant learning process and it's a constant self-development journey. So, hindi siya yung parang pag win-workout mo. Yung iba, pag win-workout, mawawala na. Pero, meron pa rin mga limiting beliefs na mag-show up in every stages of your journey, which is, I think, is normal. Kasi, it's a sign din siya na nag-grow ka. Sa sign din siya na parang nag-move ka. Kasi if you're not experiencing those things, then you're staying in your comfort zone. You're not challenging yourself to grow. But if you're experiencing those limiting beliefs, it means that you're trying. It means that you're leveling up. Kasi hindi naman lalabas yun kung comfort zone ka lang. So when you're challenging yourself to go out of your comfort zone, lalabas at lalabas siya. And it's normal to experience those things in order for you to grow and scale your business.
May question pa dito si Kevin.
Ay, meron
Not sure
ba?
if nasagot na.
Hindi ko
When nyo po masasabi if carry nyo na mag-onboard na ulit ng client?
Meron kang specific number of clients na goals inside your business. Let's say, depende rin kung magkano yung income goal nyo sa business nyo. For example, lang income goal nyo is $5,000. For example lang, you need 3 clients. Hanggat hindi nyo pa na-achieve yung income goal nyo, then you can still onboard more clients. And then yung second thing na i-consider nyo in order for you to onboard new client is your time. Do you actually have the time to onboard more clients? Kasi mahirap din na i-sacrifice natin yung quality para lang makapag-onboard or para lang ma-hit yung income goals. You need to look into your calendar kung yun ba sa mga current clients mo, ilang hours pa ba yung free time mo? Kung may current clients ka right now, ilang hours pa ba yung free time mo? And then, yung third thing din is yung values mo inside your business. When I say values, for example, ako, ang pinaka binavalue ko inside my business is not just the income goal itself, but the time freedom. Kapag nawawalan na ako ng time freedom o hindi na worth it na mag-onboard ng clients. So, yun yung pangatlo. And then pang-apat, kung pasok siya dun sa values mo, sa time freedom, sa income goal, na-hit ko na yung income goal ko, Hana, wala na rin akong masyadong time freedom, and then vinavalue ko yung time freedom, that's the time that you're gonna ask yourself na, I need to outsource na. If I want to onboard more clients, I need to hire someone na to help me. So, yun yung kino-consider ko when it comes to onboarding new clients. Yung income goal, values mo, and then yung time mo in serving those clients, kung kaya pa ba ng schedule mo. Kasi baka mamaya onboard ka ng onboard, tapos 2 hours na lang yung tulog mo. Like, it's not really worth the time and money kung maisa-sacrifice mo na yung health. Sample situation. Your local client wants to absorb you in their company as a full-time employee. Would you accept it given na may freelancing business ka po? Just wanna know your insight. Super timely. Kung yung local client mo gusto kang i-absorb, it really depends on yung first na kino-consider. Kung kaya naman niyang bayaran yung normal packages ko, then why not? Kasi it means na magiging full-time employee ka niya, di ba? So it also means na hindi ka na like may stress maghanap pa ng panibagong client. Depende sa'yo kung ano yung mga certain considerations or qualifiers inside your business. Kasi being a full-time employees din, meron ding mga benefits yan, lalo na kung local client. Meron silang mga certain aspect, for example, na yung sa taxes, sa mga SS, pag-ibig, and at the same time, kung afford naman nila yung mga normal packages mo, then why not? Pero if you're still thinking na, okay, Hana, itong services packages ko kasi right now is temporary lang and gusto ko pa mag-grow, then yun na lang yung parang magsi-second thought ka na kung gusto nila pala akong maka-work long term as a full-time employee, am I ready to lock in that specific investment price? If you want to grow, have a second thought, upuan mo siya na ang happy price ko ba to kung magstay ako ng long term, or is this something na temporary lang for me kasi I still want to grow and scale my business? Paano po yung onboarding process nyo after closing the deal? Kapag close deal na sa sales calls ko, magsisend ako ng email na merong invoice and contract. So once na na-sign niya na yung contract at the same time na pay na niya yung invoice, then that's the time na isisend ko yung welcome email ko. Yung welcome email, meron siyang onboarding form, meron siyang welcome pack, and then, meron siyang notice na magki-kick off call kami. Pero wala pa yung bookings or calendar link ng kick off call. Kasi isisend ko lang yung kick off call calendar link kapag natapos niya na yung onboarding form. Let's say natapos niya na yung onboarding form, magsisend ulit ako ng email na, hey name, thank you for filling out my onboarding form. Tapos nakalagay doon yung notice na I will review this. But habang nire-review mo yung form, here's our collaboration process or our collaboration journey. Nakalink doon yung Canva file ng collaboration process namin na week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And then kapag natapos ko na i-review yung onboarding form, that's the time na mag-start na ako mag-create ng overall strategy framework ko. So pagtapos na yon, that's the time na mag-email na ako sa kanya na, hey Nate, I already finished reviewing the onboarding form. You can schedule our kickoff call here. Yun yung full onboarding process ko. Number 1, send the contract and invoice. Kapag nabayaran, send the welcome email which consists of your onboarding form, welcome pack, and then notice to have a kickoff call. Pag nasagutan niya na yung onboarding form or right after na masagutan niya yung onboarding form, i-notice mo siya na na-receive niya yung onboarding form and i-link mo yung collaboration process journey nyo. And then kapag natapos mo nang i-review yung onboarding form, isi-send mo na yung kick-off call to actually book a kick-off call. Kasama na po sa 3 hours, free time nyo po yung client work. Yes, nung meron akong full-time job, kasama na siya. Pero yun nga, yung sinabi ko na yung 3 hours na free time ko nung nagkaroon ako ng client, nabawasan na yung pag-show up ko kasi prioritize ko na yung pag-deliver. Kapag hindi siya sakto doon sa 3 hours, yung let's say yung 12 noon to 3, kung hindi ko yun natapos, tatapusin ko siya after ng working hours ko, which is 12 midnight, siguro hanggang 3 a.m. So mag-a-adjust na lang yung tulog ko. Ganon yung ginagawa ko dati nung may online job pa ako. Adjust na lang tayo ng tulog. Pero kasi, ang pinaka-binavalue ko kasi sa business ko is yung tulog talaga. So kahit nung may full-time job ako, minimake sure ko talaga na 7 to 8 hours. Kasi pag kulang yung tulog ko, naapektuhan yung quality ng work ko. Ang ginagawa ko na lang, ina-adjust ko na lang yung oras ko. So let's say, hindi ko natapos, tatapusin ko siya ng 12 midnight to 3 a.m. Doon mag-start yung 8 hours or 7 hours of sleep ko doon sa 3 a.m. Ganun yung ginagawa kong schedule.
One last question before tayo mag-end kasi na-overtime na to si Coach. How can they connect with you?
Pwede nyo akong mahanap sa I have 2 Instagram account. Yung isa is Hamana Creations for my done for you services. Tapos yung isa naman is Up Level with Hana para dun sa mga mentorship. Dun sa CPSS mentorship ko. Daily routine para maging productive aside sa paggawa ng to-do list, workout. Super, super needed. Yung workout, hindi naman kailangan na intense workout na mag-gym ka. So, workout can be as simple as yung magja-jumping jacks ka or meron kang yung skipping or magbabike ka. Yung basta gagalaw yung katawan mo na mapagpapawisan ka. So, that's the best thing na I would suggest na do something to move your body every single day. Kasi minsan yun din yung reason kung bakit na-stagnant tayo. Kasi syempre freelancer, nakaupo lang tayo all day. So it's necessary to move things around. Ako kasi minsan yung routines ko na nakikinig ako ng mga podcast, motivational podcast like yung kay Mindset Mentor, yung kay Demi, or yung mga affirmations sa Spotify. So minsan 'di ba, pag nada-down ka or pag nade-demotivate ka, kikinig ako ng mga affirmations na I am more than enough. I am worthy. So parang pag paulit-ulit yun sa mind mo, parang tatatak na siya sa'yo tapos masarap siya sa pakiramdam, pakinggan. If gagawa kayo ng signature offer nyo, ano po yung process? So medyo mahaba-habang usapan yung pang signature offer, pero the most important thing that you need to consider in order for you to make signature offer is yung problems or struggles na na-encounter ng mga ideal clients nyo. And then, yung mga transformation na naibibigay ng offer mo. And then, ano yung signature way of you doing things, yung signature method mo, yung step by step. Like kung lead gen specialist ka, paano ka mag-lead gen, paano ka mag-engagement, paano ka mag-provide ng results. Yun yung pinaka-importante and yung inclusions ng packages mo. Para ma-nail down mo yung signature offer mo, it's important for you to conduct a market research. Kasi lahat ng bagay, makukuha mo sa market research. Paano mo i-polish yung messaging, paano yung mga inclusions, para ma-validate yung signature offer mo. Last one, may self-time ka pa din po ba nung nasa oo meron? So nung nasa full-time ako, 2 hours doon, journal, workout, meditation. So yun talaga yung minimake sure ko na meron ako nung nasa full-time job ako. Kasi pag dinire-diretso ko siya na, okay, freelancing business, tapos full-time, mababurnout ako. Yung iba, paano mo nagawa yun? So ang ginagawa ko, yung daily routine ko, meron akong mga morning routines na ginagawa in order for me to keep myself sane. So kapag natapos ko yon, yung workout, yung journal, yung meditation, okay na ako. Then that's the time na mag-start ako mag-work sa freelancing business ko. If you have more questions, message nyo lang ako dun sa mga accounts ko. Super approachable naman ako. And then, if you're interested in working with me, I have 2 offers for social media managers right now or freelancers. Yung una is yung CPSS, Community of Premium Skilled Strategists. So that's for social media managers and online service providers who want to learn about marketing and profitable lead gens. Meron doon is about mindset, marketing, paano mo i-implement yung marketing sa business mo and for your clients, lead generation, engagement, yung mga structures sa engagement on how to actually like effectively do it. Tapos yung how can you sell your services, how to do DM closing, all those things to become a premium skilled strategist in 3 months or less. And then yung second offer naman that I have right now, which is kaka-launch, hindi pa nga naglo-launch. I'm thinking of creating a life group ng mga freelancers wherein we can keep ourselves accountable for the next 90 days. So yun yung pinaka-lowest offer that you can work with me. It's 3,000 pesos lang siya, and magkakaroon kayo ng access dun sa mindset module inside CPSS, and we're gonna be having like a 90-day accountability session or dun sa journal session. So ayun lang, if you're interested, message nyo lang ako dun sa mga social media accounts ko. Thank you so much.